Hey everyone, welcome to another Monday Morning Starter! So I've got the look of all looks going at the moment. I have got my t-shirt, my pajama pants and sneakers. And if Jack's good enough, he might be able to get them. My pajama pants, not the sneakers. All right, here we go, straight into it. So this is a great question and it's from Carl. It got sent to me yesterday. He said, Matt, I've got a question for you. So he's had the biggest year of his life so far. And he said, during that time, there were some big hurdles as well. It sort of goes hand in hand. Here's the question. He said, some of these big challenges got in the way of his goal reaching. And he found it very hard to stay focused when something happened. So my question is, how do I keep focused on my goals even when there's negative energy that I can't control? This is an awesome question. You know, you've got to remember, the bigger the goal, the bigger the challenges you're going to have, just the way that it goes. And you've got to like iron them out as you go. But when something happens, I did a video on this a little bit ago, but I'm going to talk about it again briefly, but I actually wanted to talk about a different subject, and he sent that question through and I was like, that's a good one, let's do that, and I'll tie them both in. But when things happen, and this is how you become an energy master, and I reckon this life is about learning the art of enlightenment. That's what I think. I just spoke at New Zealand the other day, and I was talking about how Dr. David Hawkins talks about reaching enlightenment, and there's a state that he's shooting for and I want to shoot for as well. I don't know if I'll ever get there, but it's like, it's learning how to vibrationally increase over time. And then, so to give you an idea, there's Buddha and Jesus Christ, they vibrated at like 1,000, which is like the top of the scale that he has. And truth starts at about 200. And underneath that, like cocaine's like 90 or something like that. So there's this scale. Up here is high vibration, down here is low vibration. Humans vibrate somewhere up and below just around 200, somewhere there. Unless you go on an energy pursuit and learn to increase your vibrational set point. So as you get to 300, 400, 500 on the scale, you start to experience things like bliss, certainty, ease, all of this, and a vibrational heightened state. So Buddha, 1,000, and he measures this by kinesiology and muscle resistant testing. Anyway, that's for a whole nother day. But what I was going to say to you is that's my pursuit today. I want to learn how to live in an enlightened state one day, and hopefully I can get there, and there's a long way to go yet, and I'm learning the art of energy management. That's really my focus now, because the more you can manage that, the less the things in the world bother you so much, because you understand that you're bringing them into your world and you're managing them. So the more you can vibrate up here, the less those things actually happen as well. What happens is our frequency goes up and down, and then we bring those things in, and then we've got to deal with them and then raise our vibration and they go again. That's sort of how it happens. But back to your question, how do you maintain your focus when those things go boom? And that's sort of what happens, and they unsteady you for a bit. You've got to realize it is what it is. It's just there. So the thing that's happened, you've got to accept it, you've got to own it, and you've got to allow it, you've got to let it come and go. So don't try and do anything when you're feeling unsteady. That's the worst time to try and fix it. You know, when you've like almost had an argument with somebody and you're trying to fix it reactively and trying to get them to call you and all this sort of stuff, and they don't, and it just goes worse and worse, and just goes like off more. You've got to see it like it's a speeding train, and you want the train to turn around. You can't turn the train around if it's going like 180 kilometers an hour. You can't do it. There's going to be a crash. So you've got to see it as though you're the train, the energy is the train. Let it slow down first. Just don't do anything about it. Just ignore it. Just sort of go, if something's happened and you've upset somebody, just go and say sorry. That's all I can do. It's happened. Own it. Feel not great. Don't give it so much energy, and you'll feel it slow. Like the more you ignore it, it will slow. And then once you feel it steady again, then take steps forward. So for instance, if you're in sales and you prospect, do not prospect if you're feeling unsteady. You're not going to find anything. get steady again, and don't prospect for that day if you need to, just to get centered again. Have a sleep. That's the best way to reset. Get steady, off you go in the morning again, bang, make the next day amazing. So that's sort of what you need to do. However, I want you to start to recognize that those bumps are actually making you better. They're increasing your focus. They're helping you know what you want, because you can't know what you want unless you know what you don't want. So they've actually got a really good purpose, and it's like the jumping point. So when something goes bang and it happens, you go, I don't, like today, you go, I don't want to do that anymore. Like Logan just got knocked out of another comp today. Today is Sunday, we were just up Newcastle. He got knocked out of another comp today. He was by far the best surfer in the heat, but he got knocked out because he picked the not best waves. So after it, you could see that his hunger is building. He's had enough of getting knocked out. Doesn't matter how good a surfer he is, he's got to learn to put the strategy together in the comps. But I know those bumps that he's experiencing are the thing that's going to make him better and better and better and better. It's not so much the wins. The wins are helpful, but a lot of wins can actually cause complacency. There's that Dolly Parton song, and I don't know how it goes, a little bit of sunshine, little bit of rain, you can't have a rainbow. Something like you can't have a rainbow unless there's rain, or something like that. And it's true. We look at a rainbow, quite often you'll see an amazing rainbow come out, people get the cameras out, go, oh wow! Even sometimes two rainbows, but it's like, oh wow, a rainbow. But think about it, you can't have that rainbow unless there was a bit of a storm before it, or rain. So a bit of unpleasant, a bit of settling, that stillness, the rainbow comes out with a little bit of light, vroom, off we go again, and it's like, oh wow! And you won't have the wow unless you got the ouch. It's like, ow. Ouch doesn't rhyme with wow, but it's like, ow, and then wow. So remember it for what it is. Use it as a springboard. Don't dwell on it too much. The bigger the goals that you set, the bigger the challenges that you're calling, for sure, because it's the challenges that will make you sharper and better, so you can turn into that person that will attract that thing. And that's sort of how it works, and it just keeps going round and round and round. That's why you never ever get there. You want the next thing and the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And then when you keep setting some more stuff, the universe gives you more stuff, makes you a better person. It almost like puts you through the kiln, and then heat changes you. You become that person that can maintain that thing and achieve that thing, attract that thing, and it just keeps going. So Carl, that's exactly what you need to be looking at. It is, challenges are there, bumps are there, they're actually there for a purpose. They're there to help you make the next year that you've had, because he just had the best year of his life, the next year that you have even better again. And the only way to do that is to get up there. But remember, start to study energy, start to learn about it. Dr. David Hawkins, Esther Hicks, there's so many energy teachers. Start to learn about it, and you'll start to own it. And don't give it too much energy when it happens, and you won't have the train going at 180 kilometers an hour and trying to turn it around because it's just like out of control feeling. It'll happen, you'll be all right, you'll own it, you're like, okay, let's go, and you'll move your energy quicker to somewhere else, and you'll have a smoother ride along the way, but you still have the bumps every now and then. All right, thanks for tuning in. Let's get into this week. Let's make it awesome. Look forward. See you on the next video.